A message from Thoth, the measure of a life, a teaching on true value. Children of the sun. You live in an age where the history of humanity has been rewritten so many times that you no longer remember the original script. The thread that once guided your actions has been thinned by countless hands, each pulling it away from what is essential. So listen to me now, in the clarity of ancient truth. Value is the compass of existence. What you hold as valuable determines what you create, what you destroy, and what you become. At one time, value was understood as that which sustains all life. An action was measured not by its reward, but by its harmony with the whole. A life was honored not for its possessions, but for the generosity of its being. This understanding has been buried beneath a narrative of survival, a narrative carved so deeply within you that many believe it is natural. You have been taught to treat material accumulation as security, to chase numbers as if they held the meaning of your days, to rely on systems that profit from your forgetting. But when value is misplaced, purpose is lost as well. I hear this question asked for centuries. What is my purpose? The question arises because your value has been diverted from what is true. Purpose naturally emerges when value is correctly attributed. When value is distorted, purpose becomes an enigma. So let me speak clearly. Before all roles, before all talents, before all destinies, your first purpose is to honor and serve life. Not life as an idea, life as the breath in every creature, the beat of the earth beneath your feet, the invisible threads that bind you to one another. When your choices elevate the whole, your path illuminates effortlessly. There is no longer a need to search for meaning. It rises within you like the dawn. You were not born merely to endure the world. You were born to shape it through the quality of your presence. A life aligned with the supreme good of all is a life that cannot fall into emptiness. For where there is service, there is purpose. And where there is purpose, there is light. Remember this, not as a new teaching but as an ancient recognition. What serves only the self becomes empty. What nourishes the whole becomes eternal. This is the measure of a life. This is the truth you should never have forgotten. Thoth 12/12, the final passage towards soul emancipation. Dearest ones, as I received my new assignment for this new phase we are already immersed in, I was shown a new passage many of you are going through, a passage that will finally lead us to our new destination. A passage that opens now around December 12th and will end on February 12th, concluding a planetary cycle, with Saturn entering Aries the next day. A few days later, we will welcome the Aquarius eclipse, which, together with Neptune in Aries from January 26th, will mark the beginning of a new Earth timeline, a more powerful, harmonious, and illuminated one that begins within us. We are going through an important phase to continue healing and rebalancing the ego, as Chiron in Aries helps us achieve this until its passage into Taurus next year, when we will continue to master self-love, worth, and grounding, among our personal lessons. This is the time to take a leap of faith and move from the ego to the soul dimension, where we now create a space of unconditional love and compassion for all, not just ourselves. In this final phase, which will continue until 2027, we will enter a new era of soul liberation that will culminate in 2044, a key year in our planetary ascension journey. This final phase will allow us to begin seeding the new Earth, as there are already many energetic reconnections happening in many new places, and many of you are ready to occupy your new spaces, acting as harmonic channels, stabilizers, or assisting in your unique way. The seeding process is arduous, because it begins by seeding a new consciousness within ourselves, so that it can grow and attract the same frequency. For it is only when we are ready that the earth calls us and that we become aware of where we need to be next, for everything has a time and forcing it will only delay what is already coming. When we are ready for the seeding, we may relocate or remain in the same place. Both missions are equivalent, as there are transmuters who tend to stay in the space, while there are seeders or anchors of the new earth who must move. Both missions are equivalent at the soul level, as only humans judge what is more evolved and what is not. All that is needed is to know ourselves and our mission completely, and this will help us feel where we truly belong, because we have an agreement with every space we occupy, including our homes and the location, and only we can feel if the place we are in is where we need to be. Every house, situation, and relationship we leave is because we are being led to where we truly belong. Please do not view it as a curse, but as support from the universe helping you move from where you do not belong. Every relationship or situation that we cultivate over time and that we feel is not meant to last has a destructive effect on our personal timeline and that of the other person. Facing our fears and ending what needs to be is following the current, expanding and growing. Otherwise, we go against the current, and this also has energetic repercussions. You are always on time in releasing and engaging with what is now authentic for you. Practicing presence is vital to receive guidance and remain focused on love, joy and compassion, As we go through the end of an entire personal and planetary cycle and create the changes we deem best for our journey, for now more than ever the mind, which only knows linearity, moves between past and future, creating false worries or moving in the past, which can lower our frequency and ruin our creative momentum. If you are going through a difficult phase, play your sound instruments, find things that bring you joy or that help you stay in divine neutrality, practice soul reconnection every day, and align with illuminated energies, always among us, to help you sustain your new harmonic frequency. You are not alone on your journey. There is an immense team of guides, often simultaneous aspects of you, guiding you, who have chosen as their personal mission to walk with you. Just as you are guided by illuminated souls, you also guide other lower forms of consciousness that are also awaiting your love and light to continue evolving, for it is law that when we reach a certain level of consciousness, we assist others to reach the same process. Please realize the importance you also have for the others you help. Realize that we live in a universe of love, and love is infinite help to others. Your presence is essential for others who await your love and help. This is how important you are. Rejoice, grow in love, wisdom, and power, and distill all illusions about how little you can achieve, for you are everything. This new cycle and the year 2026 offer us the opportunity to transmute through fire everything that will be released, be it illusions about who we are not, or other programs and anomalies that prevent us from seeing our growth and true potential. It is a new cycle for us to become sovereign first of our energetic field and then of our lives, so we can liberate ourselves at all levels, navigate new timelines, and move freely within them, for freedom is the most important treasure we are recovering after years of fragmentation and manipulation of consciousness. Let us now celebrate our entry into the worlds of the soul, into the illuminated worlds of God, distilling all illusions of separation between God and us. May you continue to dwell in divine love, joy, and freedom to create your next moment, beloveds. In infinite love, Natalia Alba Adama of Telos. All is one greetings, my dear ones. We are very happy to connect with you here today, and send you our deepest love from the heart of Telos. Beloved, as you walk your path of ascension, you are able to step into a new reality. This new reality is based on a high vibrational frequency of love, light, and oneness. What does oneness mean? It means that all souls are in truth one soul. This one soul is part of God/Source. All is one. For example, every thought, word, and action affects everyone and everything. Some thoughts, words, and actions are positive, others are negative. Some connect, others isolate. You exist in an ocean of energy, and just like a body of water, when there is contamination, its effects spread far and wide. These effects are felt by everyone, including you. Every thought, word, and action has an effect on the whole. Furthermore, it either connects or isolates. Whenever you seek to connect with others, you are connecting with God/Source. Whenever you seek to isolate yourself from others, you are isolating yourself from God/Source. Your ego mind will find many justifications for isolating yourself and distancing yourself from others. The act of doing this through thoughts, words, and actions will only delay the learning of your ascension process. So, what is the answer to the need to distance and separate yourself from others, when the justifications of the ego mind feel so real? We invite you to experience your experience from an aerial perspective. Ascend and connect with the mind of God/Source. How small does every experience appear? How does this experience compare to God's reality of love and oneness? Can you see the ego mind operating within yourself and others? How will you choose to proceed, knowing what you can see now? One love is the answer. The love within yourself and others is the answer. The answer is to focus on this love. Focusing on love helps others surrender the ego mind to love. This is a process, beloved. Every time you apply these principles, you are stepping into a higher reality on your ascension journey. We support your victory in the light. Welcome home. We send you all so much love. You are being carried on the wings of angels to birth the new earth. Know in your heart that you are always surrounded by your angels, ascended masters, guides, galactic families of light, and yes, also your family and friends in Telos, and you always will be. Dearest ones, we walk with you on this journey, and you are loved beyond measure, always. I am your brother Adama of Telos. The Elohim, energetic bodies greetings beloved dearest brothers, dearest Emmanuel, dearest Pastora, dearest Alphan. Today I present myself to you as the spokesperson of the creators. As you know, we are the creators, by order of the Father Elohim, the Creator, who constantly realizes his designs in all creations, crowning his marvelous works of cosmic engineering. But here we are, day after day we also see your works, we see your obstacles, we see your strength, We see your commitment to carrying out the great mission even though we know you are in a troubled and difficult world to lead a peaceful life. But we want you and your humanity to know that in this phase by divine design the creators will begin to intervene and send each of you large doses of energy, as well as Mother Gaia, so that you can ease your task and crystallize what you must accomplish. To realize the new earth, the new paradise, the new home that humanity will host. In your energetic bodies, the first formed codes of the gift of creation will begin to arrive. Follow your intuition, follow your impulses, because each of you from now on will be a true creator who creates the new in harmony with the divine will. We salute you. We are the creators, those who accompany you always since your origins. The call of Saint Germain. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. You are there as extensions of the violet flame. In other words, the violet flame represents the love of Source. And you are there as extensions of that love. You are there as creations of that love, and the love of Source is what Source used to create all of you. Therefore, there is no reason for you to belittle yourselves. There is no reason for you to consider yourselves insignificant, small, ineffective. You are none of these things. Source created you for a reason, and therefore you exist. By existing as yourselves, you complete the puzzle that is the energy of Source. You are complete as you are. And when you breathe in these facts, these truths, you can feel the resonance. You are not an accident. You are not the product of your past misdeeds, and you are not there because of your karma. You are there because Source thought it was a good idea for you to exist, just as you are. Now, you can agree with Source or you can disagree with it, and you know how you feel when you agree with Source and how you feel when you disagree with Source. The violet flame reaches you in its pure, undiluted form to remind you who you truly are, to bring you back to that frequency, that vibration, so that you can be fully yourselves again. And I know you want to be yourselves while still in a physical body and living a physical life, and I desire that for you, and so does your higher self. Your oversoul desires it too. Regardless of the circumstances you were created to live in, Source always saw the potential in you to move beyond those circumstances. You are meant to go beyond your genetic lineage, your DNA, the circumstances of your life, your family's socio-economic status. You are meant to rise above the beliefs and teachings of those who have limited ideas about who they were and what creation is, and you are on the right track to doing all these things because you are awakened. And if you can receive this message, truly receive it, then you can reach all those places you desire. You can do it more easily than you think. And you are the ones writing your stories. Remember that. You are not just there to live a series of preordained experiences you might call a blueprint. Yes, the blueprint exists and you will not change what was set in motion when you were born, but you can elevate, and prove to yourselves that you are not limited by anything, not even your dimension, not even your density. You are not limited by the path you chose in this life, and you are not limited by the mistakes you made in this life. You are limited by nothing else but your thoughts, your beliefs, your willingness to rise up and be who you truly are. And sometimes you will do this surrounded by people who are committed to forgetting who they truly are, and that might make it more challenging, but it will also make it more fulfilling and livable. And that is what this transmission calls you to do right now, and I know some of you will answer the call. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. The waves are gaining strength. Greetings to you. From heart to heart in this moment as we speak, I am KejRaj. Your awakening and realization of your divine origin represent the greatest threat to the global power structures of malevolent forces on Earth. This is what is unfolding now. The great awakening of humanity. And the distraction program is only amplifying it, because there are entities that want you to focus on everything that appears hopeless and depressing. We want to ask you to reconsider your focus and understand that the current timing is only temporary. As you embody more spiritual light and rise in awareness, the false matrix is no longer able to keep the old survival programs intact. This is the chaos you are seeing now. In truth, from a higher perspective, a new world is being born. What was quietly moving in the background has begun to move in ways that the collective can no longer ignore. You will notice systems, beliefs, and structures rapidly losing strength, as the foundations they are built upon are dissolving. This is not a sign of aimless chaos, but the necessary purification for the truth to emerge. Until now, you have received changes in small waves, just enough to integrate without being overwhelmed. But these waves are gaining strength. The pressure behind them has built up, and the dam is ready to break. As that moment approaches, the flow of change will come swiftly. This is the snowball turning into an avalanche, momentum increasing, revelations intensifying, and the pace of transformation accelerating beyond all expectation. Prepare yourselves, for 2026 will shake many others, whether they want it or not. The illusion must break. It is time for humanity to broaden its perspective. So much love to all of you.